Hello, and welcome to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Okay, it's a brand new day. Let's seek out someone in this town who can actually purchase some of my junk.
Until next time.
What a wonderful person you are. Yeah, it looks fine during the day.
Divine's sake, Skald. Who do you think we're threatening with our old war wounds? We're
I've
not
a lot of
soldiers
respect
anymore.
for the restoration school. Skyrim could use more people.
Whoa! What's the matter? Keep proud of his service, Skald. The Legion
Unless
taught
you're
us
here to
loyalty.
solve this nightmare problem, I don't need you.
Okay, we're not gonna talk then. Seriously, why do I have to solve everyone's problems? I mean, yes, I'm an adventurer, but I can't be the only one in the entire nation. Ifgriff's house? Yo, blacksmith.
Seems like no one is getting the finest weapons and armor.
Okay, I still can't sell this. We're selling this. This. Warhammer. Do it. Some elven arrows, some shields, gold hide armor, a bow, belt, a dagger, shields. Okay, the leather boots. Keeping this. Nordic mace. I like how it looks, though it doesn't actually look that effective now that I think about it. Orcish boots. Scout boots and scout hold armor. That's a little bit too expensive. Snow bear pelt.
Come back if you need steel.
God, the finest weapons and armor.
Oh, you share the same store with this
Forge
guy.
every day, it's needed.
Wonderful. Do we have an enchanter's table in this kingdom? Hold.
Can't tell from the name. Just step up to the counter.
Restore health. Okay, we can eat some of the ingredients. That will help us a little bit. The bear claws we don't need to eat. Taking you. Damage stamina. Restore health, that's cool. Damage stamina. Resist fire. The ectoplasm is kind of valuable, but well. Grass spot. Hack raven feathers, don't even know where I got those. Hanging moss. Imp stew. Lavender. Okay. Salt pile. Weakness to magic. Snowberries. Resist fire. Yes, I know it's painful, but you actually had to do that. So we can actually build some potions. We can restore health. We just need to use this and this.
That's a fine potion you've put together.
Fortify conjurations. Damage magicka. Resist fire. There we go, alchemy level 21. We're magnificent. Let's sell those potions.
No. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Okay, so let's purchase some cheap ingredients if we can find any. Okay, purchase those. 14, good enough. Spider eggs. Snowberries. Salt pile. Juniper berries. Jasbay grapes. Giant legion. Okay. The bleeding crown. Take that.
Let me know
Good.
if you come down with the rattles.
Well, you can eat the imps too. Damage health, okay. Weakness to magic. And weakness to fire. Orange dart wing. Right, keep it like that.
My duty is to guard Brina Meredith.
Who? Is that her?
You come to Dawnstar at a bad time. Tempers are fiery.
Did I see you arguing with someone?
Skald supports Ulfric's rebellion, and he doesn't like having a couple of old legionnaires living in his town. He's a fool. A dragon has attacked Helgen. Dawnstar needs the Empire now more than ever.
Or they can actually go with the other guys.
Stay out of trouble now.
I will, no worries. Okay, taking your egg. That's right, chicken. I am your boss now.
Giants have been spotted up near Red Road Pass.
That's the inn.
Best to keep
Now when I actually want to go to the Jarl's place, I find the inn. You are? Dawnstar Barracks, okay.
Hail, Summoner.
Unless you're here to solve this nightmare problem, I don't need you.
How is Dawnstar faring in the war?
The Stormcloaks are destined to win this fight. Talos is with us, and when you fight under a Divine's blessing, Dawnstar has a history of being the site of battles that have crippled the fate of the Empire. I hope this remains true. Don't bother me again unless it's important.
Well, a ray of sunshine you are.
What is this about, Jan? You keep plenty
dispatching more and more of our guard to the front line. The way this is going, we won't be able to defend our own borders.
Nonsense. The best place for our men is trying.
Just a servant of Skull the Elder.
Okay.
Worthy of time.
Now, there is a quest that I wanted to complete.
There's no honor in being a Jarl's servant. No Southern Guard waits for Duskclear.
My cousin's out fighting drag. And what do I get? Guard duty.
You can go and fight the dragons yourself. That's actually a thing that can happen. Talk to Archmage. Well, oh, no. Don't care about that. The Black Star. Speak to Nelkar. The rest of the quests I don't care about for now, so... Okay, let's remove that.
Keep at it. We need to work twice as hard now that that fat-headed leg elf has declared war.
We're at war with leg elf. Isn't he your uncle?
Miners and their iron. It's important for the war effort, I can't blame them. Okay. I'm curious about this Black Star, as they call it. I don't have enough magic. Shocking. Okay. Just in case, I'm gonna have my invisibility spell on my left hand, is it? Yes. I'm asking because my finger is on the right button. I do make that mistake quite a lot. Illusion ape. There is no rush. I actually do have enough. Yes, I do have enough magic here to cast the spell, so that's good. There's also a lighthouse up there. I bet that has something to do with the bad dreams of everyone. Oh, that's the ward. Okay. Need to work on my enchantments. I could go to the college. They had an enchanting table there. What kind of materials do I currently possess? I know I have some soul gems and I filled them with garbage. It doesn't matter. What about the items? Let's see, we have some rings. I think this is the better one. And we've stolen some rings, so everything's fine. Bears, aren't they adorable? I keep walking. Spiky grass. That's actually a grass pot. Whatever. I definitely need to remove that. Just remove it, okay? Illusion 84. Did I take it? I assume I did. And what is this? Steel great sword, coin purse. Words of philosophy. Lady Alena Belloc, former master of the Awoke Fighters Guild and head of the Emperor's personal guard in the Imperial city, has been leading a campaign to requient the soldiers of Tamriel with the sword. I met with her on 3 different occasions for the purposes of this book. The first time was at her suite in the palace on the balcony overlooking the gardens below. I was early for the interview, which had taken me nearly 6 months to arrange, but she gently chided me for not being even earlier. I've had time to put my defenses now, she said, her bright green eyes smiling. Lady Barrock's Bosmer, a wood elf, and like her ancestors, took on the bow in her early years. She excelled at the sport, and by the age of 14 she had joined the hunting party of her tribe as a jackspur, a long-distance shooter, during the Black Years of 396, when the Park tribe began their rampage throughout the southeast Valenwood. With the aid of powers from the Somerset Isles, Lady Bamrock fought the futile battle to keep her tribe's land. I killed someone in my first time when I was 16, she said. I don't remember it very well. He or she was just a blur on the horizon where I aimed my bow. It meant no more to me than shooting animals. I properly killed 100 people like that during that summer and fall. I didn't really feel like a killer until that winter tide, when I learned what it was like to look into the man's eyes as he spilled his blood. It was a scout from the Darketh tribe who surprised me. While I was on camp watch, we surprised each other, I suppose. I had my bow at my side, and I just panicked, trying to string an arrow, when he was half a yard away from me. It was the only thing I knew to do. Of course, he struck first with his blade, and I just fell back in shock. You always remember the mistakes of your first victim. His mistakes was assuming because he had drawn blood, and I had fallen, that I was dead. I rushed at him that moment and turned him towards the sleeping camp of my tribesmen. He was caught off guard. I wrested his blade away from him. I don't know how many times I stabbed at him. By the time I stopped, when the next watch came to relieve me, my arms were black and blue, with stains. There were not a solid piece of him left. I had literally cut him into pieces. You see, I had no concept of how to fight or how much it took to kill a man. Lady Banlock, aware of his defiancy in her education, began teaching herself swordsmastership at once. You can't learn how to use a sword in Valenwood, she says. Which isn't to say Bosmer can't use blades, but we're largely self-taught. As much as it hurts when my tribe found itself homeless pushed to the north, it did have one good aspect. It offered me the opportunity to meet Red Guards, studying all manners of weapons wielding under the tutelage of Weird Ahlok. Lady Volank expelled. She became a freelance adventurer, traveling through the wilds of southern Hammerfell and north of Valenwood, protecting caverns and visiting dignitaries with the various dangers indigenous to the populace. Unfortunately, before we were able to pursue her story of her earlier years, my further Lady Borlock was called away. An urgent summons from the Emperor. Such is often the case with the Imperial Guard, and in these tailed times, perhaps more so than in the past. When I tried to contact her for another talk, her servants informed me that their mistress was in Skyrim. Another month passed, and when I visited her suit, I was told she was in High Rock. To her credit, Lady Benrock actually sought me out about her second interview. On sun's dusk of that year, I was in the tavern of the city called Blood and Roost. When I felt her hand on my shoulder, she sat down, drew up table, and continued her tale, as if it had never been interrupted. She returned to the theme of her days as an adventurer, and told me that the first time she ever felt confident with a sword, I owned at this time enchanted Daikantana, quite a good one, a Daedric metal. It wasn't an ordinary Akaviri, not even a design. I didn't have that kind of money, but it served my priority purposes of delivering as much damage with as little effort on my part as possible. Akar had taught me how to fence, but when faced with life or death situations, I always fell back on the old overhand wallop. A pack of orcs had stolen some gold from the local chieftain in Maidentay, and I went looking for them. In one of the ubiquitous dungeons that dot the countryside in that region, there were the usual rats and giant spiders, and it was enough for a veteran by that to dispatch with relative ease. The problem came when I found myself in a pitch black room, and all around me I heard the grunts of orcs nearby. I waved my sword around me, connecting with nothing, hearing their footsteps coming ever closer. However, I managed to hold back my fear, to remember the simple experience Master Akar had taught me. I listened, stepped sideways, swung, twisted, stepped forward, swung a cycle, turned around, sidestepped, swung. My instinct was right. The orc had gathered in a cycle around me, and when I found a light, I saw that they were all dead. That's when I focused on my study of swordplay. I'm stupid enough to require a near-death experience to see the practical purposes, you see. Lady Bannock spent the remainder of the interview responding in her typical blunt way and variety of various myths that surrounded her and her career. It was true that she became the master of the Valewind's Fighter Guild after winning a duel with the former master, who was a stooge of the Imperial battle mage, the traitor Jaeger Thayer. It was not true that she was the one responsible for Vilewood Guild's disintegration 2 years later. Actually, the membership in the Vilewood chapter was healthy, but in Tamriel overall, the mood was not conclusive. For the continued existence of a non-partisan organization of freelance warriors, it was true that she was the first to come to the Emperor's attention when she defended Queen Acanthiri of Sentinel from the Breton assassin. It was not true that the assassin was hired by someone in the High Court of Daggerfall. At least she says, weirdly. That had never been proven. It was also true that she married her former servant, Urken, after he had been in her service for 11 years. No one knows how to keep my weary point horned like these. She says it's practical. I either had to give him a raise or marry him. The only story I asked her that she would neither admit nor refuse was the one about Calxes, the Emperor's bastard. When I brought up the name, she shrugged, professing no knowledge of the affair. I pressed on with the details of the story. Calxes, though not in line for the succession, had been given the Archbishopric of the One, a powerful poisoner in the Imperial city. And indeed over all of Tamriel, where their religion is honored, the worshipping began immediately. That Calxes believed that the gods were angered with the scalar government of the Tamriel and the Emperor especially. It was even said that Calxes advanced full-scale rebellion to establish a theocracy over the Empire. It is certainly true. I pressed on. The Emperor's relations with Calxes had become very stumpy, and the legislation had been passed to limit the Church's authority. That's up until the moment when Calxes disappeared, suddenly without notice, to his closest friends. Many said that Lady Benrock and the Imperial Guards assassinated the Archbishop Calxes in the sanctity of the church. The date usually given was the 29th of the sun dusk E3, 498. Of course, responds Lady Benrock with one of her mysterious grins, I don't need to tell you that the Imperial Guard's position is as protectors and the throne, not assassins. But surely no one is more trusted than the Guard for such a sensitive operation, I say carefully. Lady Benrock acknowledges that, but merely says that such details of her duties must remain secret as a matter of Imperial security. Unfortunately, her ladyship had to leave early in the next morning as the Emperor had business down south. Of course, I couldn't be held more specifies. She promised to send me word when she turned, so we could continue our interview. How far does this book go? Just a few more pages, okay. As it turned out, I had business of my own in the Somerset Isles, compiling a book of the psychic order. It was therefore with surprise that I met her lady 3 months later in Fernshoed. We managed to get away from our respective duties to complete our third and final interview on the walk above the Creto, the great river that passes through the royal parks of the city, stirring away the questions of her recent duties and assignment, which I guessed rightly she was loath to answer. I returned to the subject of sword fighting. Frendar Hendrik, she says, least third 8 grips, 750 offense and 1800 defensive positions, and nearly 9,000 moves essential to sword mastery. The average back and slash knows 1 grip, which he used primary to keep from dropping his blade. He knows 1 offensive position facing his target and 1 defensive position fleeing. On the multitude rhythms of influences of the combat, he knows less than 1. The ways of a warrior were never meant to be the ascent path. The archetype of that idiot fighter is as solidly ingredient as that of a brilliant wizard and the shrewd thief, but it was not always so. The figure of the philosopher swordman, the blade wielder, artist, and the capture of the past, together with the swordsman singer of the Red Guard, who was sold to be able to create the wield blade with the power of his mind. Further, the intelligent blade wielder looks bleak in comparison of the glories of the past. Not wanting to end our interview on a sour note, I pressed Lady Allen Barrock for advice on your blade, swinging just beginning their careers. When confronted with a wizard, she says, throwing petals and canthos into the Decado, close the distance and hit him hard. Okay, that sounds fine. I'm taking the book and the potion and the shield and the sword. Can't pray, unfortunately, but that's nor here nor there. Oh great, a mammoth. I can sneak past him. I assume that I can. Is he frozen? I think he is. Iron battle axe, we don't need that. Mammoth's note. Half frozen and decayed, this mammoth stood frozen solid in a wall of ice. Perhaps someday people will find a way to free this noble animal. Okay, still no way I can go up there. I can see someone over there in the distance. Who are you, Wood Elf?
Found you.
Ow.
Where are you?
Good night. Some meat, some stamina, some healing, some meat, skooma. Okay, some wine, Imperial stuff. We can enchant them and perhaps sell them for some good prices. Actually, is there... an enchanter stable in here? Let's take a look. Also, I'm level 29 now. I bet Illusion is gonna be my first legendary. I know that I'm gonna make Alchemy legendary because... A large sack, barrels, shovels. Am I stuck?
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. If they're not here, they were removed long ago.
A mirror's wrath. Haven't seen this before. I think. Maybe I have. Just don't remember it.
Do you think there's treasure here? Something to make Jazargo a powerful wizard?
No, I don't believe so.
What are you doing that for?
Apparently there is no enchanter stable in here, so I might as well leave. And besides, I know there is one in the Thieves, in the Mages Guild, so I can use that one. I don't know where the exit is. Ow. Right, I'm not gonna find anything in here. We killed most of the people that were guarding this area, shall I say.
Well, certainly none of this is better than my research.
Good. Let's leave. Illusion 86. finally at Skyrim. Let's cast the spell and just run away. So now casting the spell breaks it. Ow. Oh, come on. That was weird. Just keep the illusion spell on hand. Might actually need it. What have we here?
When is your only chance to live?
That is indeed interesting. $280. I don't know why. No chance at all. Damn vampire. Because now they won't be able to hear me. Am I going the right way? No. Whatever, just continue forward. I'm sure we're gonna come out of somewhere. The higher we are, the closer we will be to our point of interest. So... You kidding me? Good fox, don't attack me. Thank you. Well, that dragon really isn't my problem. There you go. Good goat. I might need a little bit more defenses and a lot more health. A little overboard there, no worries. We're almost there, so it doesn't matter. There we go, illusion 87.
My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by.
I'm looking for an elven mage who studies the stars.
Who sent you? Was it the college? The Jarl? We agreed there would be no more questions.
A priestess of Azura sent me.
You're working with the Daedra? Right. Now tell me the one about the Argonian maid and the lusty baron.
I didn't agree to anything, just talk.
Just calm down. I'll tell you everything. What do you know about soul gems?
Don't change the subject.
Soul gems are the subject, friend. They're used in enchanting, then they break. Except one. Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact that allows any number of souls to pass through it. Some of us wanted to find out how. I was working under Malin Varen then. If only we knew what he was really planning.
What did Malin do?
Malin wanted to alter the star. He was dying, disease. He thought he could store his own soul inside, become immortal. It drove him mad. Students started dying. Eventually, the college exiled him. He took a few loyal disciples to Ilinalta's Deep and vanished. Look, I don't care who asked you to find the star, but don't take it back to Azura. The Daedra are evil. They're the reason Malin went insane.
Very well.
Until next time.
No worries, I was never planning to take it to Azura. Not because they are evil, because I'm greedy.
My job is to serve the Jarl, not waste time talking to travelers.
Anyway, let's go to the college. See if we can enchant some stuff before we sell them. Okay, I think it's inside here. The Hell of Continents. That's a lot of stuff. Maybe it's in like upper floors. That'd be nice. There's the alchemy table. There you are. We can disenchant basically nothing. Okay, let's start with the item. This stolen ring. We shall enchant with Why are you more expensive? It doesn't matter. Let's go with the Great Arceau gem. I know it has a petty so, but I don't care. We can fortify alchemy with that, or archery. Light armor, 1 point, sure. An arm, fortify smitten. Go with this. Next item. Still have some stolen goods. Let's start with you. Don't we have one-handed? Fortify held. Okay, so gem. Ooh, 1. That's nice. A helmet. Go with magic regeneration, I guess. No, fortify magicka. Common sogen. This. Archery. Or health. No, archery is better. More expensive at least. This one's is stolen as well. That's it. Cool. And once I have the star, this should be easy enough, I hope. Okay, let's go sell the rings and the other stuff. Are they still considered stolen, actually? I forgot to check this one out. Yes? Okay. I'm gonna save it for the Thieves Guild then. A little bit more stamina would be nice. Where are you going? We're looking for a store. That's the inn, and I believe it's somewhere close. I think it's right there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. Good.
I'll sell just about... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Okay, let's start with the weapons. We're never gonna use those. Gonna keep the pickaxe. Target takes points of damage and twice as much magic damage. Sure. Ancient bow. Woodcutter's axe. Never gonna use you. Apprentice rope of destruction. Let's sell the things that are heavier and not that expensive first. Okay, start with the helmet, the gloves. Scout horn armor. Iron boots, good. Iron shield. Well, I'm not selling the armor I'm currently wearing, so that's a fact. And next, skooma. Gonna keep the potions.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Increases your magic by 10 points. Increases your health by 20. I'm gonna equip those rings, because there are 3 of them. Keep these ones for now. Any books I need to sell? Writ of Sailing. I don't know what that is. Oh, for the love of... Why do you keep doing this game? Mesk. Okay, let's sell this. This. These. Saber cat. Sure. We're gonna keep the sapphire apparently. Snow bear. Snow fox. And wolf. Good. What else? What else? What else? Well, the islet of Julianos we do not need. And that's it. Okay, let's go. How far is this? I can't see it, so I assume it's very far. Oh, there it is. It's the Lady's Stone. Iliauta's Deep. We're gonna go right past Whiterun. Okay. A dead goat. Not a great sign. Oh, she's incredibly powerful actually. Just leave her. Let's level up. Give me that magicka. Mistwalker.
No use hiding from me. Should have kept running.
Oh, that was nice. Still muffled. That's why I don't actually want to fight you right now. I'm simply not strong enough for you. Oh, another level. That will actually help a lot. Perhaps. We'll see. Mistwalker. Okay. Are you still pretending that you can see me? Oh, stop it. It's not fair.
I knew I could. All quiet now.
Why are you so powerful? Damn it. Oh, anyway. Okay, it's fine. Just because I can move silently doesn't mean that the dog can't sniff me out.
Cowards. I knew I smelled mortal blood. I knew I could.
Okay, I'm gonna kill you. Then I'm gonna kill your puppy as well, because he's following you.
Your blood calls me. Running will warm your blood nicely.
Okay. Good night. Very powerful, that thing. Still, I won. Dwarven War Axe, some rubies, good, and vampire dust. Vampire armor of conjuration. Not bad at all. let's take a look at that armor, shall we? It looks fine. In fact, I might actually keep it. Okay. This way, I assume. No dragons to fight me here. That's fine. Let's work on my illusion. No. Now, my magic is actually regenerating faster right now, so I'm gonna keep this. And I actually might need to search for a robe that gives me a little bit more magicka. Wait, just a second. I forgot something. That's for destruction. Okay, what about you? Vampire armor of conjuration. You are light armor, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Fast traveling is forbidden, but I'm gonna place a marker right here. Hello, little fox. No worries, I'm not actually gonna hunt you. Is this a rune or something? It is a rune. Looks incredibly old. Auftaunt. I assume I cannot enter this yet. You know, that's fine. Should I level up? I mean, it's not worth it yet. And besides, I'm gonna level up once I train in my alchemy skills. Just thinking that might be a bad idea because I might get 2 levels instead of 1. It's fine. I mean, sooner or later we are gonna get the skills we need anyway. Illusion number 90. Wayward Pass. Bandit outlaw.
Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back. You can't hide from me.
Okay.
You can't hide. There you are.
Congratulations, you found me.
You can't hide from me. Can't hide from me.
And we never saw him again. No, seriously, thanks for that. Well, he was carrying iron weapons, so I assumed he was not carrying anything interesting at all. Things to sell. Cool. Just in case. Let's see if we can sneak attack on this goat. Aha! Yes, it was an evil, evil goat. Nightgate Inn. That's a pleasant location for an inn. No, I think this vampire suit was decent enough. I said, let's go inside the inn and eat something, drink some alcohol, then perhaps we'll sleep and continue our path. That sounds like a great idea.
Ah, hello there, traveler. Come to the Nightgate for food or lodging?
What can you tell me about the inn?
This old place? Huh. Been here forever. Built by my great-granda. Run by him, then all the way up the line to me.
Fascinating. Do you get a lot of business?
Nah, not so much. The odd traveler on the road. But mostly just old full-time. Come to drink away a lifetime of bad memories, I'd wager. Of course, there's the orc. Long-term tenant, that one. For what he pays, I could afford to shut this place down.
Cool. Tell me about the orc.
Him? Oh, name's Balablob or Malaclob. One of them funny orc names. Talks real good though. Not a savage at all. Said he's a writer. Don't know what kind of job that is, but it must earn him some pretty coin. He's paid up for the next few months. He mostly just hangs about. Goes down to the lake, sometimes samples the stores of wine in the cellar. Man can do whatever he pleases, as far as I care.
Cool, I would like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right.
Okay, before we go, I'm going to
This way.
sit down and eat something. Black bear meat. I definitely need to cook some food.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Not my bed. Oh, there you go. So, where's your kitchen? That's the cellar right there. You can't convince me that you don't actually have a kitchen. Fine. We'll eat some vegetables then. Some meat. 2 carrots, 2 cabbages. And an apple for dessert. Right, this is where I'm gonna end the episode. Just go to sleep. So, thank you all for joining me, and I'm gonna see you all next time. Goodbye.